grab a seat, grab a seat. All right. You know, I was thinking about what I was going to speak about today. And there's a theme that I think is reoccurring this whole trip that I made here this past week in Los Angeles. And it's understanding our profession. Last week, I gave a training about what does it mean to be a professional networker. But today, I wanted to also give you the vision of this company, of Mr. Leal, while not sacrificing that professionalism. Because, you know, one thing I have to admit, Jim is an amazing speaker. And he totally lifts up the energy of any crowd. And I'm hearing him, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh my God, I hope I don't disappoint the people. Now, Jim put the bar so high, I feel like I'm going to have to do like a cartwheel or something so that all that edification that Jim gave me is worth it. So I really do think we should give a round of applause to Jim for that. But the idea here is that we understand that we're not coffee salesmen. That's the underlying. I didn't put this training online. I mean, up on stage because I just wanted for it to be a very natural training. I want you, as an independent distributor, to really understand that you are not a coffee salesman. Or at least I don't consider myself a coffee salesman. So I'm going to explain to you what it is that I do so that maybe you're like, okay, I like that. I like that model of business. And if I adapt it to my business, maybe I can have that success that I know we all long for. We're all here to have. But many times we just don't have the right tools to achieve those goals. So here's the idea. The idea is that you kind of walk my life for a few minutes and you understand what it is and what's my mentality when I talk about how to excel. And hopefully you can adapt it in your business and maybe that will help you. But you see, I wake up in the morning and I definitely do not consider myself a salesman, right? If anyone is, I started this business in Colombia. And the thing about Spanish is that Spanish as a second language, because it really was for me, is a very difficult language to master. I feel really comfortable in English, but in Spanish I feel so awkward. I feel so self-conscious. And it's my native tongue, but it's not my first tongue. And one of the first challenges that I had was to understand that I was not going to sell coffee. Right? Because most of us, we understand there's two ways to make money. Either you're an employee or you buy cheap, sell expensive. Around the world, that's pretty much given. That's how the 99.9% of the general population makes their money. So when I'm introduced to this model of business, I still have that mentality as well. So obviously I knew that I wasn't going to be an employee of How to Excel, but I thought I had to buy product and sell it. And the first thing I thought about was, oh my God, how do I do this if I don't even speak, I don't feel comfortable speaking in Spanish. And my market was all a Spanish-speaking country. But then I realized How to Excel does that for me. See, the sale, the company is the one that does it, not me. So I don't sell coffee to customers. I create relations. How to Excel pays me to create business relationships between other distributors and those distributors with How to Excel. So that allows me to really kind of go, oof, thank God, because if this was a business of sales, just sales, I would be like you say in Colombia, bailas, right? That's like, you know, messed up. So the thing, when I understood that I'm not here to sell coffee, the company will take care of that. I'm here to show them a vision of a business plan. I'm not here to sell chocolate. I'm here to create business partners, associates, and show them how to create work teams so that they can create a network. It's very different, extremely different from, hey, buy this coffee from me. And I think many times what has stopped the U.S. from growing, even though the U.S. is the most powerful market in the Americas, is that we see ourselves as coffee salesmen. We see ourselves as chocolate salesmen. I dare say we see ourselves as Ganoderma salesmen. We are not any of those three above. We create business relationships. So the question is, okay, David, that sounds interesting. That sounds great. Wow, that's very cool. How? How do I do that? The first thing you need to do is understand that people do not enter this business because Gano Excel is a company that right now, sales worldwide is over $890 million a year, right? Interesting fact, obviously as a business person, that sparks an interest, but no one will say, what? Gano Excel sells almost $1 billion? I need to do this business. That doesn't happen. We have to understand that I can say Gano Excel in this moment, presence, physically has presence in over 70 countries in the world right now. Oh my God, is this true? Here's $1,000, let's start right now. That's never happened. It never happened. I can honestly say the president and the founder is Dr. Lao Sun Sin, a person who studied Ganoderma for 35 years, investigating it, making his process down to a T, the most perfect process possible, so that the Ganoderma, the extract of the Ganoderma, can be mixed with products of high consumption. Oh my God, Julio, are you serious? That's exactly what I was looking for. Here's $1,000. I want to start this business. None of that ever happened. At least in my 5 years in Gano Excel, it's never happened. But when I sit down with a person and I show them what Gano Excel can be in their lives as an opportunity to maybe deal with one of the three major issues that every human being has. First, there's no money. Second, there's no time. And third, there's no health. And it's funny because when I understood the company and I understood the vision and then I understood the business model, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this company takes care of those three underlying issues that solves 99% of all the problems anyone can have walking this earth. How can someone not want to do this business? Was my mentality. How can someone not understanding to say, you know what, this was interesting, but no thank you for me. But the thing is, we do not professionalize ourselves to show them this aspect of our business. We think that we want to just sell them coffee. And I'll be honest with you, if it was just coffee, there's a lot of other places I could go that are probably cheaper and probably closer to my house. But those places aren't offering me an opportunity to solve my economic issues. Those places aren't giving me the opportunity to solve an issue of health or maybe people that I love. I've always said this and I will continue to say this. If this product, if this company would have came to me just 3 to 5 years before my mom passed away, I know she would still be living if she would be giving this product. But it didn't. But now it's my mission to make sure that I can take this product to as many people as possible. Because even if they're not interested in the business model, for health purposes or health issues, there is nothing on this planet that compares to Ganoderma Lucio. So when I understand that what I'm doing is helping a human being solve 1, 2, or 3 of these issues, then first of all, I'm not asking out of weakness. I'm not asking out of, it's just that I have a business and I kind of want it to, if it's okay with you, on your time, whenever you can, let me know when it's possible. I'll drive up to Rancho Cucamonga and show it to you. No, sir. I have the business model that can change your life. I have the product. I have the product that can change your life and the life of your families. So what we need to do is we need to sit down and talk business. And people will be like, okay, yeah, that sounds good, actually. But many times, I think the issue is that we're trying to sell coffee. We do not understand our profession. We create networks. We create relationships. Coffee in Ganoderma is how it's a legitimate business. But we have to understand what's our business. Are y'all with me? I feel like maybe I lost you there. We're good? All right. So the first thing we need to understand is attracting the right people. That's the first thing we need to do. Because if we don't attract the right people, we won't have leaders to create a strong network. Who's the right person? Anyone that's willing to work hard and work smart. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your social background or your ethnic background. It just matters if you're willing to learn how to be a professional networker. It doesn't matter if you're an 18-year-old high school graduate or an 80-year-old retired engineer. If you're willing to learn how to do this, we are willing to teach you. The funny thing about this business is that what you probably couldn't achieve outside in the traditional business models, unless you put in 30, 40 years of hard work, we could do this in 5. And I think 5 years is a very responsible age, or like a responsible year, so that people don't think that I'm trying to make it sound like this is magic pixie dust. No, this is a real legitimate business. But which is better, working 40 years or 5? I'm not a mathematician, I'm not an expert, but I'd rather work 5 years than 40 years. But that's just me personally. So what I want you to understand is the first thing we need to do is bring the right people. How do we bring the right people? Bringing or elevating these events to a higher standard. It all starts with the physical appearance. You're coming here to speak to someone about a possible multi-million-dollar business. Sweats and t-shirts just won't cut it. I'm sorry. It just won't cut it. How can I take you serious that we're going to talk about a real possible $1 million business? Unless you're Mark Zuckerberg, I will not accept t-shirts and jeans to a business meeting. Mark can do it. Steve Jobs was one of those that could do it as well. Other than those two, I can't. I won't be able to believe that this person's I'm talking about $1 million business. So we need to take pride in our physical appearance when we come to a meeting like this. Second, we have to understand that this business only grows if we are personally growing, but bringing other people to hear this information. The reason why it's hard for you to grow is because you are trying to be Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. You're trying to do everything by yourself. No one presents the business like me. No one closes like me. Well, that's the problem. No one does it like me. In network marketing, the idea is that everyone can do it. That way, when you're in Hawaii, your check doesn't fall. That was always my mentality when I started this business. I need to find people better than me. I need to find people that make me look like the worst one of the team, even if I'm the best one. In fact, I'm willing to dumb down my intelligence, dumb down my abilities to make my team feel they are wow, so that Julio can be chilling on the beach, but making money. But some of us, we love to be the center of attention. We love to feel important. And I'm going to be honest with you, distributors, it's more important to eat than to feel important. It's more important to pay bills than to feed your ego. If you really want to be successful in this business, you have to understand that you have to create teams that work together, and not that you are the system of your team. Maybe it's because I'm lazy, I don't know. But I prefer making $10,000 a month, chilling at the beach, than making $50,000 sweating and tripping, and just at the end of the month I feel like, oh my God, I just gave up half of my life to make this money. The reason why many of us don't succeed in this business model is because we still have that mentality. Many of us prefer making $50,000 working like a dog than making $12,000 working with teams. Some of us, we are going from city to city selling coffee. Can you do that? Of course. The company is wonderful. They're like, hey, once you purchase your ESP, you purchase a franchise. I mean, understand this. This is the business model that GoneXL gives us. It allows us to have a franchise the size of McDonald's for the top investment of $1,000. Imagine having a McDonald's for $1,000. That is a deal. That's a steal. And that's what GoneXL does. It says once you purchase an ESP3, ESP2, ESP1, you are now free to do with your business as you please. We have a system that anyone can learn and use, but it's not an obligation for you to use. Julio uses the system because Julio does not want to work hard the rest of his life. If that makes me lazy, I guess I'm a lazy man. I'd rather learn how to use the system so that it generates me money wherever I go. Because as you notice, right now I'm in the US, but my teams are in Colombia, and right now there's an event called Super Saturday in one of the cities that the strongest cities that I have is Bucaramanga and Barranquilla. And right now, look at how the system works. While I'm here in the US, my teams are taking their guests to those events. And those events produce new entrepreneurs. So while I'm here with my family, spending time in LA, I'm producing money. Now ask me if I'm a coffee salesman. Only a bold man would do that. No, I don't sell coffee. Do you sell chocolate? No, I don't sell chocolate. What do you sell? I create teams and relationships that can produce a business for me for the rest of my life. That's what I do. So, just to, because I really don't, I don't want to go too far, but I just kind of wanted to really give you, very briefly, because obviously I understand that 20 minutes, 30 minutes that I speak is not going to change a 10, 20 year mental pattern. And I don't pretend to think I'm such an amazing speaker that I will be able to do that. But at least today I wanted to give you that little nugget of information that you can take with you to your home and say, yeah, I need to change the way I view my business. Because, yeah, it's true, I was selling coffee. I wasn't creating relationships. I wasn't showing people how, with this business model, with this product, I can impact meaningfully their lives. People will not enter Ghana Excel just because we are a multinational company. People will not do this business model because Ganoderma has 200 nutrients, 150 antioxidants. The average person in the street doesn't even know what an antioxidant is. Heck, I didn't even know what it was. I entered this business because I trusted my cousin who showed me this company. And I was like, you know what? I don't mind making a few extra dollars on the side. I was teaching English in Colombia when this opportunity came to me. And even though it paid my bills, I was like, you know what? It would be a good idea to make $200, $500 a month extra. I wasn't even thinking I was going to be a diamond. I was just like, if I can make $200 more, that's good money in Colombia. But once I started to understand this business and started to understand this business model, I'm like, so I can literally put whatever salary, and I don't like to use that word, that's an ugly word, but so that people can understand. I can put my own salary as whatever I want. So why won't I have a salary of $50,000 in a month? Why won't I? If I understand that it's possible with Ghana Excel. But it's not possible if you just sell coffee. If you sell coffee, you will make a few $100s probably, but you won't retire from that. If you learn to create business partners, leaders, create a system or really emphasize a system that can work for you, that's where the financial freedom with Ghana Excel lies. That's why these events, they're not important. They are the most important. But it's not productive if you come to these events by yourself. It's great that you know the information, but you already are an entrepreneur in Ghana Excel. It doesn't produce any money in your bank account. But if you bring people to hear this information, to learn, to taste the products, and to show them how Ghana Excel has an amazing compensation plan, then you start to grow your business. So Los Angeles, what I really wanted just to really briefly just say, because I don't want to spend more time, is just understand that when someone asks you, what do you do? For the love of God, do not say you sell coffee. You are a networker, an entrepreneur. You create relationships, business partners. You are aligned with a multinational company that's physically in presence in more than 70 countries in the world. Right now, Ghana Excel worldwide sells close to $1 billion annually. That is my business partner. My business partner is a man called Dr. Lao Sen. He puts up the money, I create the network. And we go 50-50 on it. That's what I do. I just wanted to share that from the bottom of my heart. Hopefully today you can take this information, take it back to your business, and obviously it'll help you. God bless you guys.